Alright guys, just leaving, I think it's called Web Motorcycles. Yeah, Ducati dealer, primarily. As you can tell. Very nice guys there, very helpful. So I find that place, I was actually looking for a Triumph dealer. Had a look on their website and their store locator came up with that. Rather disappointing from that end because there was a Triumph there and it was the Thruxton, which is nice, but I was hoping for a little bit more. I've been a little bit spoiled by Plymouth because I have a giant two-storey, great big dedicated Triumph dealer there, plus all the other dealers. There's a lot of bike showrooms in Plymouth. I think possibly because we can ride all year round there, in terms of no ice, no snow, all of that sort of nonsense. It's a great city to ride in as a biker, and coming up here there's not as much, it would seem. I did have a look for Honda dealers. There isn't one in Lincoln, it would seem. There's nearest one is about 30 odd miles away. But that was a very nice dealership. I spoke to a guy called John. Thank you, John, who, quite apart from having a rather fine moustache and beard combo, with a proper twizzle on the go, was very helpful. Let me sit on a VFR 800, one of the sort of last of the breed with the VTEC. More on that in a minute. But yeah, nice little dealership, very friendly, very small though. That's the only thing I would say. A little bit of a shame. They do their best with giant sort of ballerina floor to ceiling mirrors, but it's not huge in there. I do need to work out where the sort of used bike shops are. That's more to my price range. I've been doing infinite eBay searches to see what's available in this area. It's not too dissimilar to Plymouth. Obviously, used bikes are fairly universal. Used bikes are dropping off right now. This hill's legit. Yeah, dropping off right now for the Windsor, but that's fine because I've spent all of my money moving up here, so I'm no longer going to be in a position to buy. Random piece of castle wall though. Some great history in this city. Shame about the modern bits. Oh well. Oh, that's an echo. Oh, hello. Oh, I could be a right dick down here. So the VFR. Oh, it's so nice. I've been looking at the VFRs for quite a while now, just because it won't be as out of breath in the city as like an inline forward. Here we are by the cathedral, incidentally, which is enormous. What's that? Alright, fuck you then. Swivel on my fucking penis. Why don't you? Big, innit? Understatement of the century. Oh, cobbles. No, this is a mistake. Oh, I didn't need my fillings anyway. Oops. This is awkward. Congratulations, guys. I'm going to get out of your fucking wedding photos now. Whoops. Oh, I don't know where I'm going. That wasn't intentional, I assure you. What a dick. Oh, sweet merciful tarmac. Christ on a bike. Alright. So yeah, the VFR, that is the one I want as well. It's the VFR 800. It was an 09, I think. Such a good fit. My feet were flat on both sides. Slight bend to the knees. Just perfect. Really nice fit. Slightly more, it was lent over slightly more than my current bike. I do have great big 2-inch risers on this thing. But it wasn't uncomfortable. There's no race tuck there. It was perfectly usable, acceptable touring position. Had a huge top box on, but it was quite a long way back, and actually I was saying to John, and he was saying, yeah, that's actually quite a common thing with particularly BMWs. Their big sort of boxy top boxes tend to sort of stick into the back space of the pillion, and obviously that means the pillion sits further forward, and then you end up getting crushed against the tank, and it's just no fun for anyone. So I think I like the VFR. I think that's quite a good contender for the next bike. Not at the price they were selling at, because obviously dealership prices and such. But I reckon if I was to get one with, you know, maybe slightly older. He did say that he did warn that the first couple of years of that VFI under the VTEC was a bit shit because it was all like new tech and they were finding their feet and that sort of thing. But if I can get sort of mid-range one of those, but equally I would be happy with an older VFR, you know, the old 750, even the old 800. Not as happy, but I've got to be realistic about what I can actually afford. And it'd be good to stick with Honda. Obviously I've had Honda CG, Honda CB, good bikes, good brand. I'm very happy to stick with them, you know, for the time being, really. I mean, as much as like this bike has done me all right, it's falling apart now. That's my fault, not the bike's fault, to be fair. But I won't be particularly sad to see it go. I've not fallen in love with this bike as much as I have with some. Whereas the Virago I had before fucked me over repeatedly, but it had so much more character that I do sort of miss it a lot. Although I absolutely have rose-tinted glasses on that one. My God, I do sort of, oh, it was so good. And then I think about it, actually, it wasn't. I had like 4 weeks where it was actually running, and the rest of the time it was broken. We live and learn. A lot of fun. I think I do love going and window shopping bikes, even though I can't afford anywhere close to buying them. It's always good fun. I think there's a few from all brands, but Triumph was the one I really wanted, because Triumph, I was thinking about it today, Triumph do not make a bike I don't like. It's just crazy, it really is. Like, that doesn't mean I'd own all of them, because, you know, I wouldn't. There's some that I would own, quite a lot, and there's some that I wouldn't. But there's none that I dislike. There's none I think, oh, that's a rubbish bike, oh, that's a bit... They're all good. And the quality they've been putting out is just fantastic. Speaking of fantastic, take a look at these V-dubs. Oh, they're the campers for the that wedding that I gate crashed. Look at that. That's a proper air-cooled jobby, that as well. One of the old school ones. I don't know what my favourite is right now. I really like the Street Cup. I love the Street Cup. I've sat on it a few times. And from sitting on it, that's probably my favourite. However, I have heard, I think it was Phil480 told me in a comments section one time that it was a bit shit compared to like the Thruxton and that. Obviously it's a lot smaller and it's a lot less powerful. So I need to test ride them basically. I need to go and get my ass on a bunch of bikes and see what they're like. The new Stripple, obviously they're always fun. I've sat on, was it the RS I sat on? I think it was, 2017 RS. With the new shape headlight, which I like actually. They've changed the headlights slightly and it's not as disgusting as they used to be. And that was a good good height for me again. Flat foot, knees, very slightly bent, but like not by much. Which is how you like it, because I always feel a bit unstable when I'm on something very tall. I mean, I sat on my friend's old Tiger 900 and I was sort of not feeling that at all there. I know you get used to it, but still. That's a very heavy bike and a very tall bike. But even when I did my full test, and I was on the Duke 690 KTM, 2016 model, that was just a little tall for me. I couldn't quite get my heels down. And even though that bike weighed as much as like a feather, and like you can sneeze on it and it'll fall over, I still felt a little bit like, just like I was going to get to some sort of junction, put my foot down into a pothole and fall over, you know? Yarborough Road. Oh, fair play. When I came up here for my interview, I stayed in a little B&B on this road. You know, fun fact for the day. Doesn't mean I have any idea where the fuck I am, but nicer area than I fucking live in there. Only that much. I have to migrate up here when my tenancy runs out in my current shithole. Speaking of that shithole, actually, I've been robbed. There's a thief in my house who stole from me. And they are now forevermore known as the Bog Roll Bandit. So, what it is being the good, friendly, helpful housemate that I am, I saw the toilet roll was a bit low in the communal bathroom. And I thought, hey, I'm going to go and get some toilet roll. I'll contribute, such as the good guy that I am. So I put it in. Came back a couple hours later and it was gone. Someone had pinched my toilet roll. The cheek of it. Never been so offended in my life. How dare they? So someone, one of my delightful housemates, has come along and gone, oh, free bog roll, I'll have that for me jizz rags. And just fucked off with it. Like, what sort of house is this? I'm the youngest tenant, all the rest are older than me. You'd hope for some level of, you know, decorum, perhaps. Some level of politeness, perhaps, you know. Communal effort? No. Like, who takes toilet roll? Like, what? What sort of children am I living with? So it's now, like, my solution for this is, I'm just gonna not put any toilet roll in. Like, fuck it. I'm gonna use my own toilet roll. I'm gonna bring it with me when I go to the toilet, like I'm fucking camping. Like, it's embarrassing. Like, this is the state of my household. I wondered why there was no communal clothes pegs when I moved in. This is fucking why. There probably were at some point until I half-inched them. So yeah, the ongoing saga of this appalling dive continues. But, as I said in, well, probably my last video, so I'm going to try not to moan too much about the house, because I'll be here every video, like, oh, the house is shit, but... Yeah, as I said then, the tenancy's up in February, so it's just a case of slogging it until then, and then getting the fuck out of here. Alright boys, delightfully bleak sight as always, the house. Have you seen the motorcycle houses though? That's a topic for another day. I've got plans for one of those, I'll talk about that another time. So yeah, I'm going to have to be real careful now if there's some sort of tightwad living with me. I've actually removed my my shower gel, my toiletries from the bathroom, on the off chance they're going to be using them as well. God, what a fucking state. Oh, the shower floods the bathroom like all the time still as well. So if I ever come down with trench foot, that's why, because I've been standing around in effectively a foot bath the whole time. But alright, I've waffled on for long enough now, so I'm going to sign off. I will see you guys next time. Apologies about the bleakness of the sky, but that's going nowhere. I would say, do you remember summer, but we didn't have one, did we? Summer this year was shit. So, do you remember last summer when it was actually sunny? Yeah, me neither. Strap in for some grey, because this shit's going nowhere. Take it easy, guys.